Hi, so it's that time of the week again where I do my comic haul review. This is my whole review of comics from the past, oh God, 3 weeks, and then this week's as well. So there's this pile, what I'm going to review tonight, but I've still got about 10 or 11 left. No, I've got more. I've got my 2000 ADs and my Judge Dredd magazine as well, so I've got about 15 comics still to read, so I'll do those at a later date. Those are the ones I've not read. But I do have these to start with. They're not in any order because it's just so many of them. I've not done it by weeks. It's just what I've gone through. Like there's a ton. There's a ton here. It's a huge pile. So start with what's on top. So first up is Rook Exodus. This is number 8. It's by Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, Brad Anderson on inks, and Rob Lee on colours. The art, of course, is gorgeous. And I was a bit critical of issue 7. I found like it was a unnecessary. There's a flabbiness in the pace to it. It just felt there was too much of an info dump, which went over 2 pages, and it felt unnecessary. It just pulled you out of the story a bit, but it's back on track with this one, and they introduced another new character in here, which I won't spoil because it is worth you reading and discovering for yourself. But basically, continuing the story where they're trying to find this character's dad, who's basically gone a bit loopy, and they encounter this massive horde of spiders as well. It's back on track. It's a really good, fun story. I'm invested again with it, and this is the mysterious new character. And yeah, so like I said, big step up from last issue. So feels like they found the feet again, and I give this an 8 out of 10. And then we have issue 4, and I'm loving how they're just giving me the alternate covers because I'm enjoying these covers. But it's issue 4 of Red Shirts by Christopher Cantwell, and the art is by Megan Levins, colours by Charlie Kirkhoff, and Jodie Troutman's Liz Letra. So really enjoy that cover. This is the only Star Trek comic I'm guessing. I did try the last Starship, and it just didn't work for me. But this has been a blast. So the red shirts in Star Trek lore, the ones get sent on missions, and if you know one of the characters is wearing a red shirt, they're not guaranteed to survive the mission. And that's basically it. It's a bit like Battle Royale in space, but instead of them fighting each other, they just happen to get into circumstances and situations where they're not long for this Earth or long for this galaxy. And yeah, it's fast paced, it's fun, it's humorous but heartfelt at the same time. Even if you're not a Star Trek fan, I think you get a lot from it. It's a really fun read, and again, 8 out of 10. And we also have issue 2 of Planet Death by Derek Kolstad, who I think is one of the people behind John Wick, and Robert Van Dessy as the writers. Art by Thomas Garello and Sunny Godin colour art. The art is just jaw-droppingly beautiful. It's some of the nicest art in comics today. I mean, even that cover. It's $5.99, but you get over 40 pages. It's a wonderful cardstock cover. Like I said, the art is gorgeous. The story is very good. It gives me a similar vibe, but with a European. It's like it's like if you asked Heavy Metal Magazine to do um, a road trooper story, that kind of vibe. So it's where it's futuristic war, and it's basically showing the pointlessness and the wastefulness of war, but with dynamic art, really good writing, really good dialogue. It's one of the best comics out there. It's a joy to read. The only drawback is that the next issue is coming out in May, so it's a long wait, but it's worth it. I'd rather wait for something when it's really high quality like this. Yeah, I love it. It's a perfect future war book. It's kind of nihilistic, but without being depressing, if that makes sense. And I give this a 9 out of 10. And then we have the latest issue of the Absolute Flash. This delves into the history of Barry Allen Barry. It's Barry Allen, isn't it? Yeah, Wally West and Barry Allen. Yeah. So it delves into the history of Barry Allen, who's very different to the Barry Allen of the DC uh, universe that we're used to. The Absolute One is much more of a scientist instead of just being a police scientist, and he's basically it goes into the history of the Time Force, their version of the Time Force. It's very good. It's Greg. God's sake, I'm so tired. Had a busy day today, fun day but busy day. Um, Jeff Lemire's done really good. His writing's improved a lot on this. The pace has picked up, and it's got artwork by Travis Moore, who's a big step up from the previous artist. And yeah, really enjoying it. 8 out of 10. And then we have Absolute Superman issue number 13. This is very good. In some parts, it's quite on the nose, because basically the peacekeepers now are coming very. I don't know if it's just me, but the way they're like invading the Smallville, trying to take control of the rest of people left, right, and centre. It's very reflective of America currently with the ICE agents, and it can't be coincidental. I mean, Jason Aaron's not shy about talking about politics, and I've not got a problem with that. I love politics in comics. One of my favourite comics is the old Crisis comics from APC, which was just pure political critique, and which is this is, but with a nice superhero science fiction sheen on it. It's got the original artist back on, Rafa Sandoval. So yeah, really cool, and I really love how they're using Ra's al Ghul in this. He's a fantastic villain, even though he does look like Vandal Savage. But yeah, this is one of my constantly favourites, absolute books, and I don't think it gets as much love as it deserves because it's not got a big superstar. Sandoval's a fantastic artist, but because obviously Nick Dragata and fuck's sake, Hayden Sherman, they've like gone into the stratosphere now, and I feel it's a shame that he gets overlooked. But yeah, 9 out of 10. It's a consistently strong comic. And talk about gorgeous artwork. Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League issue 4. From the cover through to the interior artwork, Nicola Scott is doing some of her best artwork she's ever done. The colouring is by for fuck's sake. The colouring is by Annette Kwok, and she works so well with Nicola Scott's artwork. And the writing by Greg Rucka, of course, is perfect. So this reads more like a heist movie. And like with a heist, most of of a heist movie, the about 3/4, if not more, of the film is about the setup and the planning, and then the final bit is the actual heist itself, and that's what this is up to. This is now we've moved into the final stages now, so they're now actually starting the heist, and yeah, it's really ramped up. So they've now invaded the Justice League satellite. It's fun, and the interaction between these characters and the Justice League is worth the admission alone. And I don't want to go into too much about it because there's some really comedy gold in here with the dialogue. Greg Rucka's having a lot of fun in this, and when a writer's having fun, and you can get carried along with enjoyment, it's a sign that the book is doing its job. And yeah, another 9 out of 10. And another 9 out of 10 is issue 3 of Batman by. I am so tired. I apologise for this. Oh God. Matt Fraction and Jimenez on artwork. So where the other two stories were standalone, this is more. This is going to be a bigger, wider scope. I'm pleased that they brought in some classic Batman villains. Hugo Strange is in here. I've missed Hugo Strange. I love Hugo Strange, and of course, the main part of it revolves around the Riddler, and there's something that is going on with Riddler, and there could be a new romance starting for Batman, and of course, the artwork is just absolutely gorgeous. It's another top comic. DC are really, really, really giving us the goods with all of the comics at the moment. They've got such good creative teams and the people that people know as well. I was watching a program today on YouTube, Comics Pals, and they brought up a good point. They're saying that DC Comics at the moment are creator driven, whereas Marvel on the flip side are character driven. So Marvel basically they don't push they don't use a person's status to push a comic, so they won't have like a superstar writer or a superstar artist on it. Instead, they'd rather just say, "Hey, look what's happened to our characters." Whereas this, you buy the books because you like the teams that are on it creating the characters, and that makes all the difference. So yeah, another 9 out of 10. This book really confuses me. I'm having such a love-hate relationship with Absolute Green Lantern. The last issue, I was singing its praises, singing it's fantastic. It's clicked. I'm back on board. It feels like it's taken another fucking step back now with this one. The artwork, I must admit, has improved. It really has. But again, instead of pushing the story forward, they have another issue of a flashback. This is a trope that annoys me in anime. Some long-running anime series, they can have a whole episode where it's a flashback about a memory, and that could go on for like 2 episodes. And this is what they're doing with this comic. And so it's really, 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 really frustrating me. We were getting so far with the last issue. Now it's gone back to another fucking flashback. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. But it's kind of hooked me. But like I said, I'm very hot and cold with that. One that I'm definitely not hot and cold with is JSA. And it's now starting a new storyline, year one, with Gavin Goodry on the artwork and Jeff Lemire on the writing. Gavin Goodry's artwork is so good for this. So this is set in the 40s, and it's about the formation of GSA. I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but Jeff Lemire is on all cylinders with the GSA, and I'm having a blast with this. Very different in tone to his previous story arc with the other artist whose name I forget. That cover as well by Dave Johnson is really, really cool. But yeah, this is a really good pulpy, noirish superhero mystery, and I'm all in. 9 out of 10. And there's a great final page on here as well. And it's a good jumping on point if you've been thinking about reading JSA. You don't need to get the previous issues of this. This is a good place to start. And like I said, it's really good fun jumping on point. Another what's a fun jumping on point is Dreadnought War Part 1 of 5 from the G.I. Joe stable. Nice cover. So it's by Joshua Williamson. Tom Riley's come back on the artwork, and colouring is Jody Belair. And she's trying a few new tricks with the colouring as well. So she's still using her experimental colouring on some bits as well. But I love all the experimentation she's doing. I know it drives the Comics Patrol mad with her colouring, but I'm loving it. It's trippy in places. It's just fun. Maybe it's because I'm not a G.I. Joe purist at all. I have no interest in the other G.I. Joe universe. But with this, I'm having a blast. This is so much fun. I'm on issue 13. I never thought I'd be buying first issues of a G.I. Joe comic, but here we are. And yeah, 9 out of 10. Really good fun. And it's a really fun new story about the return of Dreadnoks, which are these like cheesy, kind of like Mad Max kind of characters. And yeah, it's coming out every 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm all for it. 9 out of 10. I'm going to sing the praise of a Marvel comic. Let me just have a drink before I do it. So, this wasn't on my poll list. I want to see what it's like in the shop. This is a writer who I love. I've got a lot of admiration for them. I like a lot of like their indie and creator own stuff. I've not liked the stuff what they've done on Marvel, to be honest, because I don't feel like Marvel have used them to their full strength. Um, I think they had a good helm in DC when they did Harley Quinn. But like I said, I just think they were wasted a bit on Marvel. But I feel like Marvel's finally given them a good book to write now because of their personal background. They are very, very. She's very, very action orientated in her personal life. She does mixed martial arts and she does. I think she does hockey as well or something. But it's Stephanie Phillips and she's teamed with Aaron Kuda, who's a fantastic artist, to do Planet She-Hulk. The art inside is gorgeous, especially the colouring by Oback. The only thing I've got reticence about, I don't know how long Aaron Kuda will be on, but the writing by Stephanie Phillips is great. I'm hot and cold with She-Hulk, but I like how she's writing her. She gives her a really good fun voice, and it's a good sci-fi comic. So she's on Planet Hulk, filling in for Bruce and his son who got killed. And yeah, I'm invested. This has been put on my list. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10, which I don't give many high marks for Marvel Comics these days, but it's worthy of it. So next we have, like I said, these are all over the place. So we've got, I don't think I've done these already. Have I? No, I've not. Okay, so we've got Aquaman 9 and 10. I stopped Aquaman for a bit, and I'm pleased I'm back on board. Uh, John Sims is back on with the artwork, which I'm pleased about, and Jeremy Adams even is doing the writing. And they finally closed the main chapter of the first story arc, and they're moving into new territory now. And yeah, it's fun. It's If he carries on in the trajectory he's going, it could be becoming much of fun read as Peter David's legendary run of Aquaman. And I love John Sims' artwork. He's one of my favourite current artists, I must say. It's good aquatic fun, where it's a smidgen of superheroes, but it's more like a action fantasy kind of book more than anything. And yeah, 8 out of 10. And I've already done that, so we'll leave that. I've already sung its praises on a short that I did. But then we have Exquisite Corpses. This book confuses me. I enjoy it and I don't at the same time. I know that sounds weird. It's very well written. It's very well illustrated. I think it's just because it's very very similar to stuff I've seen on at the cinema or on TV. It's very much like The Purge, that kind of thing, or Hunger Games and stuff like that. So basically, as I mentioned previously with this book, um, different states in the USA, they each elect a serial killer to kill people, and the more they kill, the more points they get. And I think they fight each other serial killers as well. It's overseen by James Tynion and Michael Walsh, with different artists and writers doing it with them at the same time. And it's fun, but I don't know. It is very style over substance for me personally, but maybe that's just the me thing. But it's still very good fun, and I give it an 8 out of 10. But like I said, I just want something a bit more to it. But it is very well written, very well illustrated. So I don't know. I think maybe it's because I'm just seeing too much of a similar trope what I've seen done to death, literally, on other areas of entertainment. But yeah, it's still really, really well done. And then this is another comic that I'm back on board with now. Husband Halo, and Peter Snowsberg's back on the art juice with Peter J. Tomasi. This has clicked for me. I'm really enjoying this. It's light-hearted, supernatural teen book, and yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying it. So now, Heaven and Hell now have kind of interfered, and they're trying to get control of these two characters, and I'm enjoying it. I stopped the Rockefellers. That just did not work for me. It just seemed too slow paced. But this has picked up now, and yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Please have got back on with that. And then we have, oh yeah, we have another G.I. Joe, but great, same as the other one, 8 out of 10. No, actually, yeah, 8 out of 10 because the art's not as good as the latest one. But then we have Nightwing issue 131, Master of Puppets, wonderful Dexter Soy cover. Dan Waters doing the writing. This is the trippiest, fuckiest mindfuck of a Nightwing comic going. It shouldn't work. He's trying things with Nightwing what shouldn't be done, but it works. He's going very meta in places. He's bringing a nice supernatural element to it, which has never been done with Nightwing previously. He's taken it in a whole different direction to Tom Taylor's, and Tom Taylor's run will come down as a modern classic. But I'm just finding this much more enjoyable, and Dexter Soy's artwork is a joy. This character is sinister as fuck. It's got this. There's always something scary weird about supernatural circuses. It's a theme that I've found frightening back from the days of when Ray Bradbury wrote Something Wicked This Way Comes. It's like got that kind of vibe, and it also has that Nightwing Prime character in here, and you just need to read to find out what happens to him. And yeah, this is a really, really good comic, and you're missing out if you're not buying it. 9 out of 10. One, these two I've already done a short for, so I won't comment more on those. Then we've got another issue on Green Arrow, issue 29, wonderful cover. Sadly, this is finishing soon, so this continuing is it the Red Arrow? I think that's what they're called. Where he's getting people filled with drugs, getting them addicted to drugs by shooting arrows with these laced with these drugs on it. So it's by Condon and Montes on the artwork. And yeah, it's finishing in about 2 issues or 3 issues. I'm sad when it goes. But this is way, way better than Joshua Williamson's run. This is how Green Arrow should be. It's up there with Mike Grau's run. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Then we have, oh God, I'm being attacked by my comics. Then we have Battle Beast number 6 by Robert Kirkman, Ryan Otley. Really fun as per usual. This closes this current arc and it comes back next March, I think. But yeah, it's everything you want in a Battle Beast comic. It's the closest we've got at the moment to a Lobo comic. And yeah, it's just perfect artwork, storyline. It's silly, it's stupid, and it's fun. And it's a 9 out of 10. I've done another short video of these already, so go and watch that. Then we have number 5 of News from the Fallout. I'm enjoying this, but I don't know. The initial novelty of the first 2 issues has kind of worn thin a bit now. I want to see faces. The art's good, but I want to see faces. There's only so many silhouettes you can take, I think, in a comic series. It was a clever idea, but it's wearing a bit thin. But there's one more issue to go, and it is finally at least reaching some kind of conclusion, but it's not as good as I expected it to be, and I'm a bit disappointed because I really hype Chris Condon. He's one of my favourite writers. But yeah, I would give this a 7 out of 10. So a bit of dip in quality. Oh my God. This is the best comic Garth Ennis has written in the past 10 years, easily, if not longer. But with ably abetted by Becky Cloonan. So this is war, modern day war. And then it takes this issue. Oh my God. I mean, Garth Ennis does good horror, but this is dark. This is the darkest comic I've read. This is the darkest comic I've read. In all aspects, it deals with the effects of war. It deals with the effects of nuclear war. It deals with the effects of the radiation poison people's bodies and minds. It deals with insanity. It deals with loneliness, and it deals with, oh my God, the last few pages. This is going to haunt me, this comic, but I'm pleased I've read it. It's haunting. It's powerfully, powerfully written. It's a perfect anti-war book. It's horror. It's pure horror. Nothing prepared me for the last few pages. Honestly, I'm shocked now thinking about it again. It's a 10 out of 10. It's his best writing he's done in bloody ages. It's a masterpiece, modern masterpiece. Then we have Sisterhood. Stop it! I keep on biting. It's in my foot. We have Sisterhood. Hold on. I need a drink. We have Sisterhood number 4 by Metal Schutt and Lila Leyes and Alex Sinclair on colours. Or they could be on inks. And Rob Lee's involved as well. I just can't be bothered opening it because I'm tired. But yeah, Sisterhood number 4. So this is continuing the story. One more issue to go. So there's a back and forth of the spiritual possession of this girl, of the main character. She keeps possessing her, she tries to fight back. And things take a very dynamic turn in this issue. Is it essential? No. But it's a fun read. I don't know, the High Street spin-offs, they're not my favourites of the Ghost Machine line of comics. I like Hyde Street, but I don't think the spin-offs are really that necessary. But it's a fun read, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I've done it again. I'm going to have one rant. This is a mess. I had high hopes for Imperial. It starts off really well. I had one gripe about Star-Lord, how it was written. But I've read this. Like I said, I love She-Hulk. I love the series that's spinning out from this. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy Nova. But what the hell happened? What the fuck was this about? And the artwork came across as messy. Colouring was fantastic, but the colouring was doing a lifting for all the different artists on here. It's crazy. It's meant to be. It's not an event. It's messy. I I know this is going to cause controversy, but I think Jonathan Hickman is a jobbing writer at the moment for Marvel. They give him event comics. Spider-Man's an event comic. You can tell how it's been written. And I don't like the gimmick of month after month. I don't think he's got what he has anymore with Marvel. I know he's done legendary runs with Fantastic Four and the Avengers, etc. But I think now it comes across so much like just a work for hire now, where he just does these launch series like he did with Gods, what they hoped was going to spin off into something else, which it never did. And with Spider-Man, and that's all ending. And now with this, it's average at best. It's just and they start off strong. They always start off strong, and then they go messy after a few issues. It did with Gods. Ultimate Spider-Man. I dropped after 3 or 4 issues, and I wish I hadn't got this one. It was $6.99. It's quite thick, but there's so many adverts in here. There's only about 37 pages, if that, of story. When you think that DCKO, no, Absolute Spider-Man, Absolute Batman, $5.99. 48 pages, or it could even be 50 pages of story. And with a top tier artist and writer on each story. Come on, Marvel. It's messy. Hickman, maybe you need to leave Marvel and do your own stuff or go to DC. I think you're out of ideas. It's a 5 out of 10. But back onto positive stuff. Look, I've hyped one Marvel comic and I wanted to like that. I bought it. I wouldn't buy it if I didn't want to enjoy it. So we'll move on to Powers 25 number 2. Not the cover I wanted, but hey ho, I don't choose my covers. I just pick up whatever they put in my box. I'm not a cover slut. I'd just rather read. I read comics with the comics inside. But yeah, this is issue 2. The mystery's really fun. Michael Avon Oeming's artwork is just getting so beautiful now. He's got such a great cartoony style, and I'm really loving this. So yeah, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It's a fun superhero slash cop story. And then we have Save Now, issue 1, by the same artist who did Planet Death, with Matt Kint writing it. It's a timey-wimey action thriller superhero novel where he's basically when he travels back in time, he has to relive that time again. So he ages each time he does it, and he has to travel back 10 years' time to save the planet from this apocalypse. What it goes into, it's great. It's wonderful. Bad idea. Each one's a good idea what to do, and I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. And another one I'm going to give a 9 out of 10 to is Detective Comics by Tom Taylor and Michael Janin on artwork, who does colouring as well. This Batman's great, but I'm going to say this is my favourite Bat title. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This storyline is so good. Hey, it's not biting me this time. And then finally, Feral number 17. Wow, what an issue! So it's by the regular team of Fleeks, Forstner, and Rodriguez. Things happen in this issue. The tide has turned, but is it for the best? The last page makes you think maybe not. If you're not buying this, there's something wrong with you. This is one of the best comics on the market. 10 out of 10. And that is everything. I'm running out of power as well on memory, so I need to stop. I'm going to be hopefully doing a video tomorrow to look, or it might be Monday, and I will do those other comics that I've not read, most likely when I get my next comic pile. Okay, bye.